Now, I was actually about to walk him into it, but since you walked back in, did you watch the All the Smoke episode with KG?
I didn't see I didn't see the whole thing. I saw some of it, but I didn't see the whole thing.
So it's a pretty good episode. I said it's not a timestamp thing. It's not like you're gonna miss out on anything. So it's a good episode. One of my favorite episodes. But he said a few things. The trash talking with Gary Payton and Tim Duncan was hilarious. But what really stuck out was his '07 summer. Was it '07? Yeah, summer '07. And he was a free agent. And he said he was trying. There had a few teams he was about to reach out to: Lakers, Phoenix, who else? The Warriors, Boston. I think that was it. But he said he reached out to Kobe first. Kobe didn't answer. So he tried again. Kobe didn't answer. So that's how he wound up ending in Phoenix. I mean, I said Phoenix. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Highlights got me fucked up. He wound up ending in Boston because Kobe ghosted him pretty much. So I just had to bring this shit to the podcast. I had to bring it to your ass because you just such a objectionist when it comes to Kobe. So if KG went to Kobe, if Kobe answered that phone and said, "Yeah, you know what? Let's do this. KG plus Kobe equals what? Do you want me to go first, or you want to go first?"
Um, I can go first. Well, like so, I think when KG and Kobe, if we're looking at it, KG was the biggest piece to the '08 championship for that was '08, right? '08 championship for Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe won 9 and 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's reasonable to think that they get at least three together. It's reasonable to think that they get at least three together for them to. Uh, and the question is like far as how they make it work, because it's not saying that they can possibly still get Gasol after they wind up getting KG, because they literally traded nothing for Gasol. It was nothing that they traded for Gasol. Like the only thing that they'll send to um they would send to Minnesota was salary fillers, and I think the biggest salary filler that they would have had was Lamar Odom at that time. So and Lamar Odom wasn't involved in the Gasol trade, so they still can possibly wind up getting those two. The question then becomes like, I guess the question for me is, how does their legacy change, really? Because the way that I look at it, like the legacy for KG was already a champion. I'm sorry, KG was already an MVP in '04, and KG was really um, an MVP candidate in '08, but basketball was looking out for themselves when it came down to '08 on how they wanted to give out that award. So I wonder how that would have changed the legacy of both of them, because I think Kobe and KG have a similar mindset when it comes down to the intensity that they bring to the game, the work ethic that they bring to the game, and I think it might just be like infectious enough to where they could have had other people feeling wanting to outdo each other, and different things like that. So I think those two together, they get at least three. I don't know how far they go after that, because I don't know what pieces you wind up surrounding them with, or what pieces they had to give up in order to get Kobe. All right, I'm sorry, in order to get KG.
Okay, so at least 3. Their legacy is probably more enhanced more than decreased, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, I think KG, his legacy is more enhanced. I don't know if Kobe's is more enhanced because I don't know if he winds up getting. Well, no, I'm saying he get a second three-peat, but I'm saying does he get an MVP out of that? That's
Uh,
because I'm saying if you have KG who's really a top player in the league, like Boston won 67 games 66 games that year, and KG came in third for MVP. So if you put KG with uh
the
with
league
Kobe,
likes offensive players, so I would assume we'll go with Kobe.
he possibly does get it. He possibly does get it because KG will, when it comes down to relinquishing offensive
Kobe had to have a shitty game for KG with it to get it.
no, what I'm saying is, far as for the season MVP,
The league still likes offensive players better,
right. But I'm
so
saying
I would
when it
probably
comes down
say
to
that.
how,
I think if both of them was on the same squad, they wouldn't be in MVP contention though.
and that's the thing because if both of them are on the same team, '08 is when Kobe won his own MVP. We
True,
talking about KG going over there in summer of '07. So are they
true.
still
He
gonna give
probably he
Kobe
probably
that
he probably don't
MVP?
get it, but I'll be honest with you, a second three-peat with 4 Finals MVPs. I'm sorry, not 4, with 3 Finals MVPs. He might. His knock will be the MVP. That's it though.
Right. That would be his knock.
I
That
would
was
think.
real.
I would think it'll be a stalemate on what would you say career is better. Okay, he had no MVPs, but he have 3 Finals MVPs and he three-peated twice. One's the second best, others the best. It's like we still talking top 15ish players. I'm not. I mean, of course, in my book he'll still be top 5, but I can see why people are not
Yeah,
the
that's the
MVP
only.
because that I think as much as MVP is a voters thing, I think that's something that's still a proven award. So you still need that hardware.
So
That
that
you
was
can't.
that's just the only thing. Yeah, that's the
That's
only
a
thing
piece
when
of
it comes
hardware that's
down to.
important. If you care about MVPs,
Well, no, I'm saying because what we looking at
they
is
matter.
what we talking about is like we have Kobe in the top 10, right? And with us having Kobe in the top 10 and basically giving him credit for a three-peat, um, but without an MVP, like it's for some people it may be hard to put him over certain people who have been able to get 3 championships and win MVP, right? So like
No,
even
I get
though
that.
Kobe will have 6, but Larry Bird has 3 with 3 MVPs. So we knew that Bird was as the man in the league, he still won championships. So it's just hard for some people to be able to put him over that. Also, when it comes down to that, then like what happens when it comes down to the I guess once they rebuilding, like once they rebuilding, like how would that change for as like a Chris Paul trade or something like that? Like how would that change if they have a piece that they're sending over like KG because they sent over Lamar Odom was the biggest piece that they sent over uh to the Hornets at that time, huh?
Pau Gasol to the Rockets.
Paul Gasol. No, but I'm sayyou the Hornets didn't get. Well, they would have still vetoed that shit. But
All
if
right,
they'd
so
have
look,
traded
look, look, look,
KG
look. Hold on,
instead,
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. I know what you're doing. You're eating up too much fucking time, Shan. All right, Skip. Let's just fall back a little bit, bro.
go
It's
ahead,
my
go ahead, do
it's
your
my
thing.
turn. For
Go
let's get
ahead.
let's get one thing clear. Kobe does three-peat. Kobe gets the '08, '09, 2010 championship. You know what else? I think he gets the 2011 championship. That's right. I'm saying they go 4 in a row, and I think they are the GOAT combo all time, better than Scotty and Jordan, better than Magic and Kareem, better than Kobe and Shaq. Because if you look at the competition they was going against, Garnett was still one of the most fierce competitors in the league and one of the fierce defenders. I want to go to the point where I say they went 5 in a row, but I don't want to go too crazy. I don't want to go too crazy because you do got to factor in what pieces they feel around you. But I'm going with the GO combo. Kobe does somehow get an MVP. I think 2010 or in that area, he'll sneak and get an MVP. I think he'll still get an MVP. I'm still going with that. I think KG, the way KG talked about Kobe, I think KG knew, okay, you're the head honcho of this. You want to lead the offense? That's cool. I'll anchor the defense. The way he came across, I think he knew position to play. Okay, we're gonna work hard, and you're gonna lead us to the promised land. He even let Paul Pierce drive the bandwagon. Could you imagine Paul Pierce with instead of Paul Pierce, you got Kobe? I get Ray Allen was a big factor, but okay, I'm not even trying to smash on Ray Allen right now. But Kobe and KG with that mentality, that was clearly the most strong, mentally minded team in the NBA. That's clear as day number one. And as far as offense, they got one of the best offensive players. And as far as defense, they got one of the best defense anchors. And I think all the way up until 2012 or 2013, they've been legit championship contenders. So they could have got 4 out of 5. I don't want to say 5 out of 5 because fatigue kicks in.
Okay. Listen, and I'm not even going to debate that. I just think when I think when it comes down to, I don't know if they go 11 is tricky. They probably do get 11. They probably do get that one. Just because when I look at it,
combo. GOAT.
So that's cool. They probably do get 11. And yeah,
seven chips.
Hey, shut up. Let me finish. So when it comes down to Kobe and KG, yes, KG was known for giving up the reins to somebody else. Like when it came down to the them going to Boston, they actually interviewed KG. KG refused to do interviews without Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. So that's why I get those commercials, him, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen, because KG insisted on it. He wasn't going to fucking try to be like, I'm going to take place of who Kobe is or whatever like that. That wasn't going to be an issue. I guess when it comes down to 11, I question because it's a possibility that they do get 11, and the reason why I say it's a possibility that they do get 11 because like Gasol played so garbage. Like it was, I don't know what was going on with Gasol at that point in 11, and it was like Dirk literally. He didn't have to guard anybody in that playoffs. The only playoffs that he had to guard somebody was when they played the Blazers, and it was LaMarcus Aldridge, and I can't remember who they had, but it's like he couldn't hide because they had two big men who you had to contend with, not scoring. But everybody else, when it came down to the Thunder, I think they had Serge Ibaka and Kendrick Perkins, which you don't have to look at Kendrick Perkins when it comes down to scoring. And when it came down to, was it the Lakers who they played? And I don't think Bynum was healthy or something like that. It was something. It was something to the effect of what was going on. But I think KG does bring a different dynamic to that team because yeah, KG is going to put certain people in line that needs to be in line when it comes down to the defensive end. He's going to call you out on not playing defense. And so yeah, they could have possibly went down as the GOAT combo.
So you think 4 in a row, 4 out of 5? You agree to that?
They could have possibly got 4 out of 5. I'm thinking about it. They could have possibly got 4 out of 5.
So we talking
now
with that combo. Go combo.
So with that,
go combo. Go. Go ahead, say it. Go combo.
I didn't say that. What I'm saying is that if you're going to say if four out of five, if they go 4 out of 5, then they can have that conversation. And yes, Kobe could have possibly got an MVP because if you look at if they went with that best player, best team
Go.
MVP, then
I
Kobe
know
could
my
have got
take. Kobe gonna
no
be the
Kobe.
GOAT.
No, Kobe would still not be the GOAT. He still wouldn't be the
7
GOAT.
chips.
No, he still wouldn't be the GOAT. I'm
Probably
sorry.
3-4 Finals MVPs.
Yeah,
Broke all the records. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, he's still
Pass up Jordan in points. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
That
He still wouldn't be
that
the GOAT.
resume looking real nice. But go ahead.
He passed.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he still passed up Jordan in points. Saying like when it comes down to that, then he would have a more legitimate argument to be top 3 all time. Like right now, his argument amongst the masses is top 10. That's his argument amongst the masses. If you have argument of him being, he can be top 3 because you can have that argument with him over Kareem because what people try to say for as Kareem is he won 6 championships, like he won 6 championships and things like that. But it's like, well,
Wayne ruled a decade better than Kobe ruled a decade to me.
Well, no, listen, but that's what the NBA was split. Like we talking about pre-merger and stuff like that. You had Kareem was the best player when it comes down to the ABA and the NBA. But when it comes down to it, the best player doesn't always win the MVP. They would have just handed out the MVP to Michael Jordan like 10 times. LeBron would have got it like 12 times. Kobe would have got it like 5 times. Like that's not how the MVP works, right? So because the MVP doesn't work like that, then you have to contend with what's the perceived impact of certain players because Nash would have 0 MVPs because he was never the best player. He was never the best player in the league at all, right? Shaq would have had a couple MVPs. Like I know they had at least like 5 or 6 or something like that. But it's
Shaq?
Yeah. If he's just giving them to the best player in the league, Shaq was the best player in the league in '99. And was probably the best player in the league till 03, 04. Something like that. Maybe he was the best player in probably till then. So it's Shaq would have got probably about 4 or 5 MVPs. So
all right. If you believe, I mean, if you go by that criteria, I can agree with that. So that's it. That was final thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think so. I guess giving my final thoughts on that, far as if Kobe would have got KG, then Kobe could have probably had a legacy of being probably top 3. Like he has an argument with Kareem. I think KG at that point, he's clearly the number. If we saying he gets 4, yeah, he's probably clearly the number 2 power forward. If not, Dirk didn't. I mean, Dirk. What's his name? Tim Duncan didn't win any championships during that time, right? So it doesn't
He
affect
won
his
one
legacy at all.
07 to 04, then I said 014 to 14.
Yeah, so that doesn't affect his legacy at all. I think it would change things probably big time because maybe Tim Duncan does get another championship because I think it might change the NBA to the point to where Ray Allen doesn't leave Boston, and if Ray Allen doesn't leave Boston, then the Spurs probably beat Miami in a second in 13.
I'm not gonna go that deep into fixing all that. My biggest thing from that was pretty much it was the fact that you take away KG from Boston, who's your competition? It's pretty much LeBron and the Cavaliers for the first 2 years, and then the first 3 years. 2010. I guess the Magic. You want to say the Magic, and then you're looking in the face of a Miami team who's inexperienced, and you got the one player who was quote unquote the person who shook LeBron or whatever you want to give KG credit for when it came to LeBron. I think you put that on the Lakers squad with another player who actually wanted to go head to head with LeBron. I think you got, like I said, 4 to 5 championships. I think you got the goats of combos as far as 1-2 punch goes. I think whatever Kobe lacks at, KJ make up for. Whatever KG lacks at, Kobe make up for. And I don't think Kobe had an argument number 2 because he would have had number 3 because I think MVPs do matter when it comes to stuff like that. When you get to the top, you got to nitpick on why they're up there. So I would say Kobe be legit top 5. He already is in my book, but I don't know exactly if that would put him any higher. But of course, I think him being I think the best they'll do is give him the best duo. I think KG will actually move up to like maybe the top 20, top 20-ish.
Yeah. So call out Mike Krzimber. But make a video about this.
Yeah.
What if
did he ever
went to?
We had to check. I don't want to jump the gun, but they be on it. Somebody got a simulation out there with the KG team.
I don't like that. I ain't talking about like the simulations. Like I like when they do like how the whole ripple effect do. Like they go really deep into detail what happened.
Like that shit whack though, because the thing is, you already know who the best players and stuff already. Like that's like you're doing a whole redraft. Like you already know who good now. You don't even know.
Well, no, I'm saying just it's based on what actually happened. It's not like what they should have did. Like it's not saying like, okay, well, because Steph is the best player now, then he's the first pick of the draft. Nah, he's still gonna be picked where he was, but the draft is completely reordered, right? Because Boston is probably not as good as they once was. They might be a contender,
but how you really
gonna
sit there and think? You really think Boston gonna be as stupid as Minnesota? That's how I'm looking at it.
Well, no, that's not really the point. I'm just saying, like when it comes down to it, like Steph Curry and we just yeah.
Yeah, man, yeah. I tell you what, I'll do some research. Yeah, I even add that. I look at. I find his Twitter and add him. Do a KG and Kobe simulation or whatever. You get it. You